Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. We do this a little early. Tonight's homecoming for my kid, and tomorrow's homecoming dance.
Oh,
And
where's this homecoming dance?
It is, I think, at Gillies, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to the Dallas Country Club for they have dinner there, and they're his little front group and pictures, and then
the suit.
He does.
Oh,
the
that's so
same suit
nice.
as last year. I made it where it was a little big so he could grow into it because I'm like, I bought him a very nice suit on purpose. So I'm like, he wears it once, maybe twice a year if we have a funeral. So I'm like, he doesn't need it. But Trey is going to a homecoming football game tonight.
Yeah, I just got out of the car and she's like, "Hey, do you want to ride with me tonight?" And I said, "No."
And I said, you better get there early.
And I said, "That was not my plan. My plan was to get there late because I'd rather see the ending of the game than the beginning of the game." But
okay, so you
how long are these things?
I would say like a good hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay, that's not bad.
Maybe 2 hours if it goes into overtime. But I don't know. I mean,
is it 3?
No, I would show up like 30 minutes late then if you want to get there late.
Okay, great.
But just know you're going to have to park way far away.
Yeah, just save me a seat.
I will. I'll save you a seat.
Perfect.
But are you excited? I feel like this is
It's
really
been on my calendar for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's preparing you to be a father of a very athletic child.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm happy and sad. Yesterday, the White House rolled out these plans. So I've told y'all that our surrogacy stuff is so expensive. Did you see the TikTok I sent last night?
No,
Oh, this is great. They are implementing all this stuff that is going to make surrogacy IVF in general, so much cheaper, which when I was reading it really pissed me off because I just paid a lot of these fees.
Yeah, so you're but baby number 2.
Baby number 2 is going to be half the price.
Oh, that's nice.
Really, really thrills me.
So whenever you're paying, because you told me kind of what you were in, which I was shocked because you're not having to worry about the cost of a surrogate, which I think is one of the biggest costs normally.
Yeah, and we haven't even touched medical expenses yet. We've spent over $70,000 so far.
What's been the most expensive? What surprises you the most in
the dumb visits that I have to do with doctors, and they're all over Zoom. Which I was telling Stephanie this the other day, and so this actually makes a lot of sense because you were saying that you see a lot of doctors are now doing infertility stuff, but that makes sense because the government's rolling out this new infertility plan, so I think they're just trying to get ahead of it and get a piece of that pie. We have had to have, so every doctor's visit is out of pocket. Insurance doesn't cover any of this, and actually most insurances have a surrogacy exclusion, so even it's everything's out of pocket. So we had to do this doctor's visit, and it's it's a Zoom call, and it was 5 minutes. Lady called me, and I paid $350 for her to tell me that she told our surrogate that she's good. That was literally the call. I was like, so I could have talked to my surrogate directly and learned this. Instead, here we are at 8 o'clock in the morning having this $350 call. I'm like, I need you to tell me something miraculous. And she didn't, other than good to go.
I feel like everything's over Zoom.
Everything is over Zoom.
Yeah, a lot of my doctor's visits. So I have been seeing a hormone specialist for 7 years, maybe longer. I don't know. And Travis was going to the same person as me, and they during COVID, kind of after obviously during the thick of COVID when it first came out, nobody was doing the doctors weren't really doing these because everybody had much bigger medical issues in their, testosterone pellet. It wasn't something that they were even calling about, but kind of when everything, the world tried to be somewhat normal, they started doing Zoom visits. They weren't doing in-office visits, which is fine because I would do my blood work, and then it's all based on your blood work. And I was like, oh, I don't have to make the drive. I'll do the Zoom. But Travis hates a Zoom visit. Hates it. So then he refused to go to this doctor. And he was like, I don't like doing Zoom with my doctors. I like to do in person. So he said, I will go back to visiting or to my appointments whenever you guys are back in person. But I'm not doing the Zoom stuff. So I'll just hold off. So a year later, probably a year and a half later, when the world was actually, everything was back and office visits were back, Travis was like, "Oh, you know what? I haven't been in like a year and a half. I want to start going to this hormone doctor again that I have continued to go to." And so he calls, and they like kicked him off of their client list. They were like, "Oh, you didn't go for like over a year." So, and the place that I go to, Travis and I were grandfathered in, but by our doctor, who we just kind of followed in this new place. But you have to do, I think, because it's now like a Beverly. She merged with like a big Beverly
Like a
Hills group.
concierge doctor.
It's like a concierge doctor, yes. So you have to pay $10,000
Oh.
just to be a patient now.
So do you have to pay it?
Well, he refuses, so now he goes to someone else. But I was like, that's why I never give up. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to give up my doctor because it works. I like her, and but yeah, so now he goes to like some other lady who only wants to do Zoom as well. Like so I feel like he's.
That's just how doctors do it these days. I mean, they make a lot more money.
I mean, I do therapy on Zoom.
Yeah.
And if I want to go in person, I'd have to pay more.
Which I don't mind the Zoom aspect. It's the fact that I'm paying an ungodly amount of money for something that is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing that? That could have been an email. And that should be a free email. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of different aspects. I did spend an hour and 43 minutes in service of you all yesterday and today.
Oh.
I listened to Kim Kardashian's episode of Call Her Daddy.
How was it?
Actually, very, very, very good. She did not get any of the questions ahead of time, and Alex Cooper asked all the questions that I want to know and things I think that people have been like scared to ask. And she really doesn't do a lot of interviews.
Yeah, no,
like,
she doesn't, which is
really
what's
candid
interesting.
interviews. And so she talked about, I mean, it was really free reign for her to get asked anything. And there wasn't anything she really didn't answer. They played a game called Truth or Text. And so Alex would ask her a question, and either she had to answer the question or she had to pick a card from this bowl, and whatever the card said, she had to text to like one of her family members. So I think she asked her like F, Marry, Kill on Tom Brady, Pete Davidson, or Chris Humphries, and she was like not answering that. And so she like sent a text to one of her sisters, like a prank text.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose. Some of the best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for every occasion. That is why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials with premium materials like European linens, organic cottons, and washable silks without the traditional retail markup. We have been very loud and proud about how much we love Quince on this show. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now. I love their t-shirts, but when I tell you their underwear is so silky soft, you have to try it to fully understand what I'm talking about. Every single thing I have ordered from Quince, I had absolutely loved. And they're expanding into other verticals now too. They have caviar, they have couches, they have you name it. They've got their bedding. I've heard is incredible. I haven't ordered it, but I have heard their bedding is incredible, and I can testify everything I have bought from Quince I've absolutely loved. Ooh, including their denim. Quince also has beautiful 14 karat gold jewelry that adds subtle finishing touches. Simple hoops and dedicated chains make the most effortless outfits feel very intentional. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And fun fact, if you scroll on a product to the lower half of their website, they'll show you who makes a similar product and what they're charging to really reinstate the fact that you're getting a great deal at Quince. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/weeklydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/weeklydose for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/weeklydose. Summer is here, and I am, no surprise to everyone, a little behind on getting my summer body ready. But Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet has me covered, so I'm not worried about it. While you might set goals for swimsuit season, lose weight, exercise more, eat better, it's hard to achieve them without a plan. That is why, for me, Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is my secret weapon. Prolon gives you a science-backed, structured approach to targeting fat loss, supporting lean muscle, and resetting your metabolism so you can look and feel the most confident all summer long. Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, beverages, all designed to nourish your body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. So you are eating, but your body thinks you're fasting. And Stephanie and I have done this multiple times. When I tell you there is so much food in this box, some days I'm like, can I finish all this? But the problem is it's so good, and you do have to eat it to hit those triggers in your body to say, yeah, we're fasting, even though you're not. I won't tell you exactly how much weight I've lost when I've done Prolon, but I can tell you I was shocked. And it really is one of the only things that has actually worked for me. Ready for your own reset? For a limited time, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/weeklydose. That's PROLONLIFE.com/weeklydose to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
But she talked about like the beginning of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She asked her if there was anything that she has ever done that she should have been canceled for that she wasn't.
Ooh, that's
and
interesting.
She said yes. She said there was a photo shoot that she did when she was like 30 with Justin Bieber, who was like 16 at the time. And she was like looking back on it, she's like, I still worry that like people are gonna find it and be like, what was going on here?
So it must have been like very sexually charged.
Yeah,
photo
and she
shoot.
was just like looking back on it, like I don't know why in the world that was ever approved. And then she talked about her Paper magazine cover and how there was like no publicist, no manager there, and she ended up kind of like her and the photographer just kind of did whatever they want, and that's how it ended up being this like iconic break the internet.
Oh yeah,
photo.
whenever she had the champagne bottle. Yeah, okay.
And then she kind of talked about on that how she then became obsessed with like breaking the internet, and that, which leads me back to Skim's whole like bush thong thing. So I'm like, it was a ploy.
It was so smart too, because you're thinking, oh, they have something really amazing coming out, and then it's the weirdest thong I've ever seen. Yeah.
But I think it's all a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
And then she talked about, she asked like, what was something really hard that you went through on Keeping Up with the Kardashians that like you still think about? And she said the hardest time like doing that. So it was great whenever they started the show because they were all working with their family, but she said Caitlyn's transition was really, really difficult for us all to deal with because we were dealing with our mom's divorce. We had 2 young sisters who had a dad and now they don't know what to do. And she was like, the topic of being transgender wasn't as prevalent as it is now, so to speak. So they didn't want to say the wrong thing, but they kind of felt upset and they felt sad. So that was really hard. And then she talked about Kanye.
Oh, okay.
And she talked about how a while ago, not too long ago, North came to her and, well, backing up, she said that she will not ever say a bad word about Kanye because through her parents' divorce, she never once heard her dad say anything bad about Chris, and Chris never said anything bad about Robert, and they always just had a very respectful relationship even through what was going on in their personal lives. And so she very much is trying to model that when it comes to her relationship with Kanye. So she's always, if they want to listen to his music, she's letting them listen to his music. Anytime they want to call him, absolutely. If they want to see him, she's flown them across the world with people to go see him because he lives in other countries and is just kind of a nomad. And she will only speak praises of him. And so North came to her and said that she was concerned that Kim just kind of goes in her bedroom at night and cries. And she was like, "Why do you think I'm going to my bedroom and crying?" And she was like, "Well, I think you're still in love with Dad. You're obsessed with Dad with all the nice things you say about him." She was like, "Oh my gosh, no." I'm just like,
Oh my gosh.
not.
Yeah.
But I think that's a very good testament to how she is as a parent and
Yeah.
how she is as a co-parent.
Mhm.
Is she really is trying to not let the crazy shine. But she did say that they have not seen him or heard from him in like 2 to 3 months. And Alex said, "What is it like co-parenting?" And she's so good. She is media trained to a T. And her answer was like, "How do you think it is co-parenting with Kanye West? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think that's like?" Um,
I think it'd be really difficult.
Really
because
difficult.
he's so opinionated,
Mhm.
and also, he does have mental health
Mhm.
problems. He doesn't take medication. So it's almost like you never know what you're going to get from day to day, which is, I mean, I'm sure she has so much PTSD from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and she said there are so many things that, like, he'll send me a text and say, "Hey, I want to do a separate birthday party for the kids. I don't want to do your birthday party." And she's like, "Okay, great." So, his assistant and me and him are in a group chat. We're discussing the birthday party, and I'm saying, "Hey, I'm going to do mine at 12. Y'all do yours at 4." And then in the middle of the birthday party, there's tweets about how I've kidnapped his kids and I'm not letting him do a birthday party. That's just, and she's like, "I so many times have written a response to post online and then I don't, because at the end of the day, my kids will see it and they will see this all one day. And I don't want them to see my responses or my reactions. I think his will speak enough and I don't want to be a part of that." So, and she was also talking about just when they were married, how she didn't feel safe in the relationship. And she was like, not physically, but she was like, "I didn't feel emotionally safe and I didn't feel financially safe because he has these big creative ideas that were very expensive." And she's like, "There would be times when I would come home from a trip," and she said she remembered when she got a new Lamborghini. And she said at the time they had like 5 Lamborghinis. And she came home and there were no cars at the house. And she was like, "Where are the cars?" And he's like, "I gave them away." And he was having like a
What?
manic episode. And she was like, "Okay." And so then he went and bought 5 more Lamborghinis. And then he gave those away. And she was like, eventually I was just like, "You know what, guys, keep them." Like, he would just give them to his friends. And she's like, "Keep the cars. I'm not fighting this."
That's insane.
And so she was like, there was just a lot of money that was blown. And like, it was just very telling into his mental state.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine co-parenting with him.
No, I'm sure it's horrible. I couldn't imagine co-parenting and dating with him.
So she kind of tagged onto
Yeah.
that too. And Alex asked about Pete Davidson because Kanye released a music video that, like, I think it depicted Kanye like killing Pete or something. And
Okay, I vaguely remember this. It was like kind of like a cartoon type thing. Is that
Yeah.
right? It was very
or like
disturbing.
play, yeah, it was something weird.
Yeah.
And she was just saying, like, that obviously wasn't fair to him, and she feels bad for these guys that she meets because they are worried about Kanye, and so that has been a deterrent for her, that like she'll meet guys and like, "I don't want to deal with your ex,"
Yeah.
which
I
makes
get
sense.
it. I
Like,
get it. If they're crazy, yeah, that's hard. It's so interesting. I like how she said in relationships, like with Kanye, that like she didn't feel safe financially or emotionally, and I
which
think
is
that's
interesting because she
yeah.
makes so much money.
Yeah, but even
but it's true.
but,
Yeah.
emotionally, I think that's what everybody wants, right?
Mhm.
Like if you're married or dating somebody or whatever, you want to feel like your heart is taken care of, that you're like that they're your safe space, that they're somebody that you can lean on and turn to, and they're your person. Like no matter what happens, they've got you and you've got them. I think that's should be whatever. I'm sure that's what everybody wants, right? And to not feel that way, and to be so well known. I mean, because he was definitely not safe for her. I mean, even when they were married, he would just go off and like say crazy things.
Well, and they were officially together 10 years.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, The stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose.
But I think they were married for 10, but they were together for 15, she said. So she was like, I don't see this as a failure. She's like, that took me a long time to realize that, 15 years of someone is a long time, and we have 4 beautiful kids, and I don't see my divorce as a failure because I tried everything I could to keep it together. Sometimes you can't help someone else's mental stability.
Yeah.
But she said the only 2 times she will say something or post something is if he says something about her kids or her mom. And she's
Yeah.
like, those are the 2 things, because her mom loves him and he has done her so wrong, and same with the kids. Like, they love him and she will protect both of those endlessly.
Yeah.
It was a very good interview. She was just very raw and honest, and yeah, it's a good listen.
I like that. I'm going to listen to it. I like that. I think back whenever Keeping with the Kardashians first came out, she probably didn't feel like she could be herself. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like
no, when she talked about
yeah.
that, she said, because she was like, what was your headspace? You were 26 when that show came out. Where were you then? She's like, I just want to be famous.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted, was to be famous. Didn't think it would get a second season. Didn't think it would go this far, but it did. And kind of as the episode progressed, she was talking about things that she cared about then that she just doesn't care about now. And she's like responding to stuff
Yeah.
doesn't care about.
Like responding, to like things. I'm sure
Yeah.
you have so much written and said about you that at some point you're just, you've
And she's like, we're
become
kind of
numb.
desensitized
Yeah.
in a way. Like,
Just, I think that could be a good and also a bad thing. Again, I think that's a big trauma response. I think that family has been through a lot of trauma. I've looked at most of their relationships. Those girls have struggled with, and not because they're the wrong people. They just tend to gravitate towards the wrong people, or maybe people that are selfish and have their own crap. I mean, look at Courtney and Khloe and Kim, and I mean, I feel like they've all.
Well, and Alex asked her what her thought was on the Kardashian curse and like that whole thing, and that they date these men and then their lives fall apart. She's like, I think it's so unfair because we are all so incredibly supportive of these men that we bring in our lives. And she was like, we can call it the Kardashian curse, but you can also say that like Bruce wasn't making any money until my mom decided to manage him and got him all these speaking gigs, and Lamar won. What's the basketball champion? Whatever basketball championship is. Whenever he was with Khloe, and there was some guy she was dating that won a Super Bowl, and so she's like, we never get credit for like how much we lift these men up. We only get credit when their lives fall apart.
Yeah. Well, and I think Lamar, especially, he kind of was his own demise. A lot of times, looking in as an outsider, and I don't know this family at all, but I don't really feel like it's the women's fault. I feel like it's the men. It's almost like they have so many issues. Like Khloe, I mean, every man, she's like Lamar cheating and drugs, whatever, and then this last guy,
Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan. I don't know. It's just it's very sad because I've always, especially Khloe, I've always felt like looking from the outside looking in that she is a very supportive, super loyal person. And I think it's really sad when you have somebody like that and they don't get the same from the people they're with. And it's got to be really hard to deal with that on such a public platform. And they've had to do that.
And I think, especially her talking about her kids and just like stuff she cares about and doesn't care about anymore. Like Alex asked her, have you been cheated on in a relationship? She's like, yeah. And she was like, the most recent time that happened, she was like, I just didn't care to like even like hear the explanation because I'm done. Like that's
Yeah.
it. You told me I gotta go back to my kids. You know,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me know. Gotta go, kind of thing. So it's you can tell that she is very much like being a mom is now her full-time job because Kanye's nowhere to be found. They don't even really know where he is at the time, which is weird. But yeah, it was a very good interview. It was
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
yeah, I was surprised.
So I saw another interview when I was scrolling social media the other day, and I don't think the book's out yet. But did you see that the interviews with Kevin Federline? He's writing a book, and
Yes. I don't know how I feel about that.
you know what? I just feel like I don't know. I would say maybe it's a money grab, but I don't know if she's doing as well as we thought she was going to do, guys. So I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I think it's definitely a money grab
Yeah.
because child support's over.
Mm-hmm.
So, got to do something. And I don't think, to his credit, can he go get a job? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know. But him putting stuff out about how, like, the boys would wake up and she'd be standing in their bedroom door with the lights off with a knife in her hand, like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm very intrigued.
Did you listen to the whole interview?
So I just saw like bits and pieces. I saw that part where he said that, and I think this is from the kids telling him
Yes.
this. So I mean, that's terrifying if you're a kid. I don't know. I feel bad for her. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's gone through a lot. And whenever you go through a lot, sometimes the trauma is like almost too much. And then I'm sure they had her on all kinds of medication. But if she was spiraling, that's really hard on children because kids don't understand that.
Yeah.
So
There was something I saw on TMZ that he put in there about Jamie Lynn. Oh, okay. So this is a text that Kevin Federline said that Jamie Lynn wrote to him. The text says, honestly, this makes me want to cry because I feel for those boys so much. I'm her little sister by 10 years and can't imagine what her actual children must feel like at times. But I am familiar with the feeling of being a dinghy? What does that mean? Trying to survive in a way. Oh, I'm familiar with the feeling of being a dinghy trying to survive in a wave caused by another ship. Feeling like you have to rescue yourself. I have always wanted her to get better, especially for the boys. Kevin says Jamie Lynn told his wife, so I guess his wife still keeps up with Britney's family. So Kevin said that Jamie Lynn told his wife that she started to resent Britney for the way that she treated Sean Preston and Jaden James and blasted her big sister for being incapable of being held accountable. Kafid claims the first message continued, I'm still trying to come to terms with how she could be so unaware of anything outside of herself. I spent my whole life based around what was best for Britney and never wanted to step on toes as little sister, so I quietly built my own career and life. I tried to be supportive, but in a way that was healthy for my own well-being.
I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Britney's second husband claims that Jamie Lynn bought one of the boys a piano for Christmas, leading her to send another message to Kevin's wife. Kevin said the message began with, Jaden sent me the sweetest message about getting his piano. It made my heart so happy to hear him so happy. I know I've said that many times, but it's worth repeating. I'm so thankful the boys have had y'all to raise them to be well-mannered, appreciative, and kind boys. Any parent who actually raised their children knows that raising kids is the toughest job on earth, and you both are raising those boys and their siblings while also having to constantly protect and shield them from so much chaos that one would never understand unless they lived through it. Now, I guess my question is, why are we putting that in a book, though, if we're trying to protect the boys?
Yeah.
That seems a little odd.
The thing that I saw with him, the interviewer asked if the kids had read the book or if they were, like what they thought of it, and he said that he had talked to them before. I don't know. You never ever know somebody else's life. Do I think it's probably a money grab? Yes, but do I also think that there could be some truth in there? I honestly do.
Oh, I don't think he's lying
I
or
honestly
anything.
do. I honestly do think there's some truth in there.
I did see that he said that right before they got married, Brittany called Justin
I saw that.
and was
Okay.
like, "Are you sure you're over me?" Which honestly, love that.
She asked him if he was over her.
Yes.
See, if I would love it if they actually did get married and stuff. I think she'd be a very different person now. If that relationship,
Justin?
if that relationship worked
Oh,
out.
I'm sure. But could you imagine calling all your exes and being like, "Hey,
So that
last
means,
call."
To me, that means that she still had feelings for him, right? Like,
Well,
or yeah,
he cheated on her.
uh-huh,
I don't know that she ever got over him.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting.
So it's super interesting.
But I don't know that I would call them and be like,
But wait, didn't she cheat on him too? Wasn't that Crimea River? Didn't she cheat on him with the backup dancer too, or maybe I don't know. I read her book. By the way, if you've not read Britney Spears' book, it's amazing.
did I share on this podcast that maybe I didn't? Someone that I know that interviewed Sam Asghari said that I was getting like the download on this, and this was a while ago, so I can tell you this now. You couldn't figure out who it was. Afterwards, she asked him what was like the breaking point at the end. And I remember hearing this in the media, but it was like real quick and there was like no legs to it, so it never really caught on. He said that he walked in on...
And this is off the record with this girl.
Yes.
Okay.
He walked in on her getting tag teamed by the gardener and someone like the pool boy.
What?
And that was Sam's like final straw.
Oh, I don't blame him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, that's crazy.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
But,
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany's something.
She is, yeah. But no, that's another one. I will actually read that. I will actually read I will not read it. I will listen to the Kevin Federline book, and I will do a fraction as good as Trey did with this call her daddy thing, because my brain does not work that way. I just like want to get everything out at once.
I will tell you something I'm really excited about is Kim Kardashian's new show, All's Fair. Have you seen the preview for this?
No.
Wait, I need you to watch the trailer and then we can discuss.
Okay.
Was that good?
I don't know. I'm
I'm
not
so
like,
excited.
I want to watch you because you're obsessed with Kim.
No, I think it's a great okay, so there's a new show on Hulu.
Yes.
Ryan Murphy did this. It's
It
Sarah
may be
Paulson.
amazing. I just feel like
I'm into it.
Okay.
Sarah Paulson, Niecy Nash. Who's the other lady? Someone else. It's about this group of female lawyers. I'm very into it, and I'm very into Kim's
empowerment,
acting career.
Yeah.
But I don't think, from what I've seen, I don't think some of these situations are very far off from what she dealt with Kanye.
Possibly. I think that's it. I just don't know if I'll have to watch it and see if it's believable. If she's it's gonna be. She's so. You just know her as one thing, so it's just weird to see her as something else.
Seeing Sarah Paulson dressed up as Kim Kardashian, though, was my highlight.
Yeah.
In that trailer.
I
very
may watch
excited.
It. I may watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. And you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS.
Bye.
Bye.